What's up, everybody? Johnny Renaissance on the road again, headed to northern Wisconsin. Appointment with a new partner, getting it all revved up, and listening to the Washington Post on the way. It's a great way to consume the news without having to try and read it all, and learning amazing things. And here's what I learned today. Or I didn't learn it; it was just reinforced something that I already knew and that I've heard many other marketing and sales experts talk about, and it is this: do not ever turn your marketing over to someone else. In other words, hire your vendors and your firms and your partners and the people that are going to help support your efforts. But it is you, my friend, who needs to stay at the center and in control of everything you do. This is the example. This is not a political message. This is a sales and marketing lesson from the political arena. And you've probably heard this story if you've been paying attention about how the Democrats tried to use influencers to propagate their message. But what they did was the equivalent of turning over your marketing to someone else. So they took these influencers who have massive influence, and they have that influence because they have learned how to engage their audience. They're doing whatever they're doing, and it's working. And the Democratic Party took that and tried to compartmentalize it, tried to de-authenticize it, if I can say it that way. In other words, instead of doing what I've heard recently, these recordings of Steve Jobs talk about, this is just a quick side note, but it's related to this story, about how you really want to set up your life and your business and your career so that you're always working with A players. When you have A players, you do not have to manage them. You need to make sure your vision is clear and your goals are clear so that they know what you're trying to accomplish. But once you have found an A player and you have clearly communicated that vision to them, they will, make sure I don't miss my exit here, they will go out and just make it happen. They'll figure out a way to make it happen. It's the same thing with the influencers. But instead of doing that, they tried to take what these incredible influencers are doing. It's just incredible that these kinds of decisions were made because it just flies in the face of what you know is true about sales and marketing. They took these influencers who have massive audiences, massive influence, and then they tried to take their messaging and put it inside the Democratic Party message. And it was less authentic, didn't get the engagement, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. There's a lot of talk and all that about that now, and I don't want to go on and on about that. What I want you to take away from this quick little conversation on the way to northern Wisconsin, it's a cold day again, but man, the sun is out. It's always nice to see the sun in the wintertime, is you need to make sure that you embrace the idea of putting you and your team, whatever else is important, whatever else is resonating with your families and your partners that you're working with inside the funeral home. And you need to make sure that you stay and keep your messaging at the center. The same messaging that's worked, that's got you where you are today, is what you need to continue to light on fire and propagate into your local community. And when you have the right partner, that partner will help you do that. That's what I help my partners do. You know, the funny thing in pre-need is everybody's been doing the same kind of marketing forever. You know, community surveys, events and seminars, aftercare. It's all very effective when done properly. It's not always done properly, which is why people end up with lackluster results. But what's always missing in every conversation that I ever have with any funeral home partner, potential partner, is that piece of authority marketing, of positioning you at the center, positioning you as the expert, as the celebrity, as what they call the attractive character that people want to follow, want to learn more about. You see it all over, not all over, but you see it now with people in death care who have decided they're going to start talking about it and putting it up on YouTube. They gain massive followings because people are interested in this stuff. What you need to do is embrace it. And I know it's hard. The older you are, the harder this idea is to embrace. I get that. But it is the future, and we are here, baby. And if you are not embracing that, you are falling behind. And it is one of the most effective ways to compete against the big players, the big corporations. If you're a family-run funeral home, which is those are the partners we work with here at GC. This is one of the best ways. They can't compete with you here because they don't have you and your legacy and your expertise and your passion and your mission and everything else that's unique about your business. But what you really need is somebody who can come in and really just help you expand that message and make it work for you. And that's what I do for my partners. And it is my favorite thing in life to do. I was just having this conversation with my son the other day and about this idea. I get a lot of grief at home, as you might imagine, about all the stuff I'm doing, my podcasts, my blogs, my stuff on Instagram. Because, to my kids, I'm just some old guy who's a goofy nerd, and, they know me better than anybody. But I have told them, and it is what I've built my career on since the beginning, is that this is what will make you successful, self-promotion. And you have to do it in the right way. You don't want to be a jerk. You don't want to be too arrogant. Well, actually, you know what? I don't want to be those things. People are out there doing those things, and they're building audiences too because it's authentic. Find what you feel is authentic and start sharing it, and you will be amazed at what happens. And here's the last thing I want to share with you, because this has happened a few times now with potential partners who really haven't taken the time to really learn about what I can do for them. And so they've maybe decided to go another direction, or they're dragging their feet and they won't just move forward because, but they haven't really yet taken the time to really learn more about what we do. And I just want to give you one little taste of it here. Our Facebook marketing system goes in conjunction with everything I've just been talking about. Because what we see over and over and over again, and especially in rural markets, is that there is a vacuum out there. People are waiting and they are hungry for this type of authentic reach into your community, and they will respond in amazing ways. And when you combine that with your brand and all the work you've done to this point to build what you've built, and we take that amazing thing, you and your brand and your personality, and we combine it with our Facebook advertising system, this is just one example, it is absolutely insane what it is doing. The person I'm going to meet with right now he's chomping at the bit to get this stuff going once he really learned about what it was. And so I would love to have that conversation with you. If your marketing is stuck, if you feel stuck, if you feel like there could be more than what you're getting, and there absolutely is 100% of the time, let's start that conversation, and then let's get it going. Let's get it moving, and let's get it rocking. Let's change the world together, my friend. Thanks for watching. You're still here. I appreciate you. Take care. Later, Johnny Renaissance signing off from Northern Wisconsin.